Hello everyone and welcome back. This week we're going to introduce you to data associations, especially in relation to non-relational databases or NoSQL databases. So first off, what are they? Basically, they allow us to associate data. We can take one piece of data and associate it with another. We can take one piece of data and associate it with a bunch of different pieces. A lot of different ways we can do this. There are three main types of data associations. There's one-to-one, there's one-to-many, and there's many-to-many. We're going to talk about each of these in more detail in just a second. But first off, why do we care? Why do we want to establish data associations? Really, it's very important, to be 100% honest, because it allows us to create meaningful relationships among our data. If we don't have any type of relationship, our data is just kind of hanging out there in the ether. It's very difficult to use. It's very difficult to use well. It's very difficult to structure and understand the structure. So relationships allow us to help structure it a lot better and use it a lot better. We can do things such as associating comments with users. We can associate students with classes and a lot of things like that. One thing to note is that NoSQL databases don't technically require association, but it's usually more helpful and efficient if you do create these relationships among and between your data. So first off, there's the one-to-one relationship. This happens whenever a single piece of data is associated with another single piece of data. Examples include one movie has one director, or one user has one password. You're never going to have a user that has more than one password, just like you're never going to have a password that goes to more than one user. Now, multiple users may have the same password, but those passwords are stored separately in the database. You're never associating one password with multiple users. That's one-to-one data association. One-to-many is whenever you have one piece of data that's associated with multiple other pieces of data. By far, this is the most common type that you'll see. You're going to see this all the time. An example is one Reddit user who has lots of different posts. Another example is whenever you have somebody on Instagram and they have a bunch of different pictures. You have one Instagram person or one account, and there's a bunch of pictures that go with it. One World of Warcraft user has many characters. I know this from personal experience. Oftentimes you'll have a dozen characters on there. One movie will have multiple actors. So you have one thing associated with lots of other things. And then finally, you have the many-to-many relationship, and this is just what you think whenever many pieces of data are associated with many other pieces of data. Examples of this include whenever you have multiple actors, and they're all associated with multiple movies. For example, the Star Wars movies, you'll have, like in the original trilogy, you might have Alec Guinness and Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. All of those are actors and actresses who are associated with multiple movies because they were in all three of the original trilogy, and most of them are in the newer ones as well. So you have multiple actors, and they're associated with multiple movies. But you've also got some people who are in those movies, who are in one of those movies or two of those movies, but not in others. Also, you might have multiple college students, and they're all associated with multiple classes. Each of you don't have the same schedule. You don't have the exact same schedule, I would hope. Therefore, you've got multiple students and multiple classes. Each student has multiple classes, and each class has multiple students enrolled. So it's a many-to-many type of relationship. Now, as of now, I know this is kind of esoteric, kind of out there, but as with most things in this class, we introduce it kind of on a theoretical perspective first. We talk about kind of the high-level understanding, and we're going to get into the nuts and bolts and the nitty-gritty in the following videos. So if this still doesn't make perfect sense to you or anything like that, that's fine. We're going to work on it, we're going to build it out, we're going to put our hands on it and actually make things with it, and then it will start to make a lot more sense. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks.